Hi, I'm Zaravan. Now we are going to discuss about computer programming, just an introduction. We will continue to study programming using a specific programming language in subsequent videos. So what is computer programming? Before we go to computer programming, what is a computer at all? A computer is an electronic device that is used to store data and process data. That means we store data and process it to come up with an output, a meaning or something out of the data. And when we say the computer, it means the hardware as well as the software. And to be a programmer, you're gonna have to know the internal workings of the hardware. However, if you want to do low-level programming, particularly embedded programming, it is very crucial that you know how the internals of computer works. So what are the components of a computer? Computer has got central processing unit, memory, storage devices, input devices, output devices, and communication devices. And these all components are connected through a bus. A bus is just a fancy name for the circuit that connects the components. So when we say central processing unit, you have to know that it is the brain of the computer where most of the activities or all of the activities are being executed. So the main purpose of the central processing unit is retrieving instructions from its instruction set and retrieving data based on the instruction set, process the data and come up with an output. That is the main function of CPU. It has got two main components, the control unit and arithmetic logic unit. The control unit controls which instruction is going to be executed next. That means it queues the instructions and monitors the execution step by step of the code. The arithmetic logic unit is the main component where the execution happens. Based on the specific instruction set, this unit will process the data and come up with the output. So this is controlled by an internal clock built into the central processing unit, which controls the speed of the central processing unit. You might have seen the speed being described in gigahertz or something. This is controlled by the internal clocks. We used to have single core processors, but now we have got multi-core processors, which are way faster than the previous ones. So how does the CPU does its job? So there is an input. This input will be stored into the memory, and instructions are also stored in memory. There are two types of memory: memory close to the central processing unit, and then the main memory. So the central processing unit retrieves the instructions and then the data, and based on the specific instruction, process it and outputs the required output. This is a simplified version of the description of the CPU execution process. When we say memory, memory is a circuit whereby it's represented as on and off, and usually it's described as zeros and ones. Zero means off, one means on. So with various combinations of zeros and ones, it gives a meaning to the computer based on the instruction sets. The minimum storage is bytes, that consists of 8 bits, and it's used to present a character, and other data types like numbers and sequence of characters are represented with multiple units of bytes. So when we say programming, programming is the process of producing a sequence of instructions that tell a computer how to do a task. And these instructions are stored in a specific file, with a specific file extension depending on the type of programming language, and this, when you execute it, it does the task that we have planned it to do. And these instructions are produced using specific programming languages, and these programming languages could be low level or high level. Low level languages are languages which are closer to the machine, and high level languages are languages which need compilation or interpretation to be translated to the machine language so that these instructions can be executed on the specific platform. So, for example, assembly language is low-level language, and C++, Java, Python are some of the high-level languages. And when programming, you have to make sure that the program fulfills or produces the required output or the required functionality. And the other important thing is you have to make your programming very clear and easy to use by other people or you yourself after some time when you want to check what you have done with the program, or if you have to maintain the program. And it would also make it easily fixable so that maintenance would not cost as much. So this is a general introduction about programming. We will study on programming on a specific language. Thank you for your time.